Alive, and I'm. My
So I'm here in the beautiful pueblo of Teotitlan del Valle. I'm here at Casa Cruz, which is on the outskirts of the city of Oaxaca. Teotitlan del Valle is famous as a weaving village. And I'm here with Luis David, whose family makes these fabulous rugs and amazing yarns. It's all natural, all organic, which sets them apart in the markets and everywhere else. The vast majority are synthetics, and here they're using all natural materials. I took a tour where his mother and father showed me all these individual pieces of the process. Hola, ¿cómo estás, Luis David?
Muy bien. Hola, bienvenidos a Casa Cruz.
Great, thank you so much. It's such a beautiful operation. Thank you so much for showing me around. Your mom showed me how you make the dyes using all of these individual ingredients, which was really wonderful. Everything from, how do you say?
Marigold.
The marigold seeds, pomegranate, cochinilla, and indigo, using this lichen for balancing the pH in the yarns that they make. This is the cochinita, right?
No, this is like achote seed.
Achote, right, that
And
they make
this
the
is-
cochinita pibil with.
Yes, exactly. And this is the pigment from cochinilla. When they are grinding in the metate here, we can take some of the pigment from the insects.
Right. So this chayote seed gets ground into this beautiful, and the indigo, which comes from a green leaf but turns blue. His mom was demonstrating all these different fibers that they use. They use wool from local animals as well as importing from New Zealand and Peru. They're mixing alpaca with sheep's wool. Some of the stuff they're doing is cashmere. And this is the palette of colors that they're producing. Luis's father, Fidel, is a master dyer. And so they're creating the dye where they have originally take the raw and dye these yarns with these beautiful ingredients. So they're using baking soda and limestone and other minerals to create the exact dye colors that they want. Which is this kind of seed?
This is like a pecan.
A pecan seed. This is a kind of root that they're working with. And this sticks. So when you come and take a tour here, they're showing you how they make the dyes as well as how they're dyeing the yarn and then doing the actual weaving here. So originally, if I understand correct, Luis David, originally before the conquistadors 500-600 years ago, the Zapotec people, of which your family is part of that group, yeah?
Yes.
Which is the largest indigenous group here in Oaxaca.
Yes, we are a Zapotec. So we speak Zapotec, and our culture, they are Zapotec.
Yeah.
So in the past, we work in a backstrap loom, only with the vegetable fibers in natural dyes. So from the conquistadores or the conqueros, they come to Mexico, they introduce the walls, they introduce the pedal looms that we use.
Got it.
So we only introduce the ideas that we know when we work in the backstrap loom and in the use the pedal looms. Then the conqueros come, and now we mix and start to create like a really beautiful pieces of rugs.
Right. So I just want to go over that once more. So before the conquistadors came, the local Zapotec people were using not animal wool, is that
Yes,
right? But they were
only
using
vegetables.
natural fibers,
Yes, natural
and
fibers.
producing mostly textiles for clothing.
Yes, exactly.
And they used what's called a backstrap loom.
Backstrap loom. They only here, with the tree, we make the base of the rug, the warps, and after with the vegetable fibers, we weave in and make some of the designs, and after we make the colors with cochinilla, with indigo, with another plants.
Nice. And so, and then eventually mixing the two technologies, right?
Yes.
So this, if I understand correctly, this kind of like the skeleton, the bones of the rugs, those are the natural fibers because they're stronger.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
And then the actual yarns are the animal products, the wool that you're using.
Yes, exactly. The reason to use these fibers too is because we can make better pieces, more tight, more intricate, and the pieces is more beautiful.
Yeah.
We try to work with a really unique products to when you stay here, you never see again this one more than this house.
Right. And now your family is working with all natural and organic dyes.
Yes.
Can you just tell me, you said that the vast majority of the carpets that you see for sale in the markets here in Oaxaca and throughout Mexico are largely synthetic materials, is that right?
Yes, the process that the people use, they are bad because the people prefer to work with the faster process and cheapest process. So the natural dye process and the finest weaving process, they are hard work, they are slow time to weaving, and to produce the pigment, they are slow to make the colors. So yes, then it's true. Some of the families, they work with the synthetic dyes.
Nice.
So we try to rescue this technique, to preserve this technique, and the people can enjoy with a natural substance and not toxic from the health.
Nice. And so I'm going to show you some of the patterns that they're using. Now, some of these patterns are have Zapotec meaning.
Yes, they have Zapotec meanings. They are like designs that we can find in the rings, in some of the area of the culture in the past. So we take the sense of the design, and after now we mix with the ideas that we have to make a really unique pieces.
Nice.
Of
So let's take a look at a couple of these patterns. So they've got a big, beautiful gallery where they've got all different kinds of rugs. We're not going to go in there because some of their designs are proprietary. And because they're so beautiful, they don't want other people stealing their designs, which is really understandable because they're very unique. But you can see this type of carpet in process. So beautiful. So when you come here to visit, you can see a demonstration of how the pigments are created, which is just fabulous. And the palette of the yarns, the colors of the yarns that they're creating are just gorgeous. And they talk you through the process. They show you all these different kinds of fibers and walk you through, and then show how they take the various pigments and then dye the yarns that are used in the making of the rugs. Luis David, thank you so much. What a beautiful place.
No, you're welcome. So when you stay here in Oaxaca, you're welcome to come to see in a free demo. If you like to work with the natural dyes, we can show you more about of this process that we work.
Yeah.
If you are a weaver, you can come to see the process in the Zapotec culture we can use, and you can see all of the production that we have.
Great.
So thank you to visit all of my family, and have a good day.
Great. So they've got a beautiful gallery in here. They've won all kinds of awards, and it's just a special experience, even if you're not a weaver, but you're just interested in learning about the various crafts that they produce here in Oaxaca. And it's just a beautiful place to visit. Here at the Cruz Gallery,
Casa Cruz.
Casa Cruz Gallery in Teotitlán del Valle, outside of Oaxaca.